I flew into Moffett Field on June 15th. At the time, I had woken up from a coma about 6 weeks, was very weak, had not yet begun the rehabilitation process. So when I first arrived, I didn't have the use of most of my muscle on my left side from the hemiparesis. And so when I first got here, actually, I would also mention when I was in Pensacola, I had to sit in an adaptive wheelchair, right? I mean, I was so weak that they were afraid I was going to fall right through their seatbelts. But when I got here, they put me right in a wheelchair. They said, your rehabilitation starts now. You go to your therapies, you do what you got to do to get better. And so one of the main focuses was to regain those activation of the use of my legs, my hands, and whatnot, and to be independent. I think I could sum it up with a very black and white comparison. So when I was initially after the aftermath, my doctors, I mean, then my entire medical team told my parents that Jordan will never be able to walk in. He'll never be able to talk in. He won't breathe on his own, eat on his own, never be independent again. And being at PRC, being here at the VA Palo Alto, I've been able to progress, to regain my independence, to be able to cross off all those initial expectations and regain my life back. And so, give me the hope and the foundations to be able to shoot for the stars still. Right. So I believe P-TRIP's main focus is to transition you back into the social setting or in society. We were still working on getting some of those motor functions back, in which, in the end, I went down to Naval Medical Center, and they told me I had regained all my motor functions back, and they said, before we met you, we didn't know this was ever possible. But going back to P-TRIP's focus, transition, right, and independence living, through P-TRIP, I've been able to regain my ability to take care of myself, do all my activities of daily living by myself, independently, and instill the confidence within me to continue my career, continue fighting for my career, and even continue life outside the hospital grounds. So I believe my role. I'm hoping that my recovery and what I've accomplished to help um, influence future research for doctors and patients for patients, one, to believe that there is hope, that a full recovery can be achieved. It's going to be a long recovery, but it can be achieved. And for doctors to have more of an more research to base upon, their patient's recovery trajectory. Well, I would say buckle up because it's going to be a very long road. But although it's going to be a very long road, which then entails a lot of uncertainties as well, but you keep fighting, you keep getting better. Focus on your interim goals, and your interim goals will then eventually turn into leaps and bounds. Before you know it, you'll be jumping out of the gym, running and swimming. It's a part of a chapter that no one ever asked for. That's for certain. But a full recovery can be achieved. You have to stick to your gut and believe in yourself. And believing in yourself has given me my ability to progress beyond what doctors ever thought I would get to. So believe in yourself and stay focused. I would say it's the power of the human spirit. When I woke up from a coma, I didn't really know what to think. My main goal, my main passion was to stay in uniform, was to do what I can to get my life back together. And through the times of darkness, through sitting in times of darkness, is when I discovered my own human spirit. And that's something that you discover in recovery is you don't even know some of the life lessons you learned as a kid or as an adult that come back to lift you up in times when you feel down, in times of darkness. I look at recovery as a circle of life, right? In that regard, that your lessons of how to be determined and motivation for something simple as making the basketball team or making, you know, getting an A+ in a particular course comes to help you in times when life is detrimental, when your conditions are detrimental, to help you get past those points. Um, yeah, I came with, like I said before, I came with not much, right? Not a lot of functionality with my extremities, and they set me up for success. They built the foundations to for me to be able to challenge myself in to take my recovery to the next level and to continue fighting for my career back. I look at it as now is just to, now I've come here for the foundations to get my life back, and I have my life back, and now it's given me my ability to shoot for the stars and to continue living a life I want to live, not hindered or not dictated by an injury. My goal is to maintain myself in the uniform and in the ranks, is to return to regular duty status and make it and continue my career in the Navy. I've dedicated everything I have to the Navy into getting myself back into worldwide deployability, meeting the standards and whatnot. And so that's my prime mission. That's my prime objective, is to uh, maintain the uniform, maintain the use of the uniform, and stay in the ranks and serve our country.